Hi. Hello. Why am I starting like this? I don't know. It's Sunday. Who can say how anything's gonna start on a Sunday? Hi. Welcome back. We're doing another MIDI bard session. I got coffee. Much needed coffee. Well, much needed might be an understatement. Overstatement? Overstatement, yeah. Because understatement means I need more of it. Overstatement might be an exaggeration. So, yeah. Yeah, not doing too bad today. Although I am going to be doing a little bit of a chill selection today. Not going anything too wild. I'll probably put that up a little bit. Yeah, I wasn't really sure what to really do. Like, I've got a track that's kind of like on my back burner, but I didn't want to do anything too crazy and wild. I'm just trying to take it easy today. So, took a look through the other tracks that still need some modern versions that I only did fake Amiga versions of. AKA I used the Lemmings sound font. And there's one track that came to mind. I figured it'd be easier tune, lighter tune. Yeah. And that is from Leisure Suit Larry 6. Hence ignoring the polyester leisure suit. Because while there are definitely problems to the old Leisure Suit Larry games, that will not be addressed here, because this is not the forum for it, and it's not the time for it. Music was pretty good through a lot of them. And, you know, we can celebrate the people who did work on them, even if the other parts of it were, that edgy 90s time, and yeah. Anyway, so I wasn't going to go on that. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about music instead. No, I do not have the ad-lib versions of this, sorry. I was like, do I have the ad-lib? No, nobody ripped it yet. I really wish I could get that working. I just rip it myself, but when I've tried it, it didn't work. So let's go ahead. This song's about to end, and I'll play the original track as it was. And then we'll kind of see what we can do. Probably not going to be a crazy transformation, but hey, you know, still know how to be done. Now the original. Nope. Yeah, they titled this as Charlotte's, which I know why, because that is the woman to woo, for better lack of term. But considering, like, she kind of has a little bit of a layered theme. Otherwise, I think of this as the La Costa Lada Spa, because this is the tune that plays throughout your whole experience in that section. Coffee. It's a nice day out. I hope everybody's doing all right. All right, let's play enough of the original, just to kind of give it a baseline. All right, let's, as you can kind of see, I got it already open for once. This time I remember to actually play it. Come on, brain. I remembered to open the MIDI first in Symfonts. I can't speak today, which is why I'm not trying to do anything too complicated, because I almost said who buddy, but I've been saying that a lot lately too. Yeah, let's get this over. Let's keep that background music going while we're doing this. That was the last reason why I picked that one. Was the last fake Amiga version that I did a modern one of. I figured it was fitting since I was tackling another one that I played that one. Plus it makes a good background track anyway. Sound font. Let us start with the good old Dawn. Pretty sure I've explained this before, but because Dawn's Colombo, I know it's got like another name I kind of came across testing a while ago. I think somebody did like combine sound fonts, and that's why it's called Don's Colombo. But just the fact that it supports all MIDI modes and all the extra instrumentation it has, that's why I do start with it. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that in a prior session, but here I'm mention it again. Probably got. I was weighing in my mind whether or not we should stick to more standard drum sets or if we should go to the Sonic Virus sets. So I really don't know what kind of feel I'm gonna go for this. I mean, I'm not going crazy with it or anything like that. I'm not going not gonna try to hyperfy it or anything like that. Intent is still to kind of remain chill, which is why I picked this one in particular. We'll see if we can get away from the guitar. The piccolo, I thought to wonder how it would sound if I tried to do a saxophone there. I think I was in the right section. Yeah, real fonts, and then that one that wasn't working last time for us. Oh, can I sneeze? Muting. Oh, that's worrying. I only sneezed once. Well, they've been sneezing twice. Okay. As I say that, is the other sneeze still there? Hello, Sneeze. If you're there, please come out. I mean, of things to lurk, or people to lurk. The sneeze should not lurk. The sneeze really should come out. I don't know where my brain's at. That's why I'm not doing anything too complicated. I guess we should start rolling into this. Yeah. Standard. I might take that down an octave or two. I think it's also trying to do a little of a tremolo in there. If that's the right word. Because we kind of heard. Actually, that sounds pretty good. It sounds a bit flat. I might have to put a little bit of a reverb just to fatten out the instruments. Was it just doing because it's the higher pitch and it's just the loop on the instrument sound is running out? So let's get that out of there. Let's get that out of our left ear a little bit. Don't mind a little bit of a richness going on in the stereo left and right, but when it's all the way in your ear, yeah. Less noticeable, but it's still there. Okay, so maybe not there. I don't know, it's just, I don't know if it's an instinct to try to fight against the standard instruments for a little bit to see if it actually works a different way. I don't know, I just wanted to kind of get away from the piccolo. Why am I a different? Oh, because I was a different instrument. All right, that didn't work. Because there's already kind of oh, there's not a piano sound. Let's bring this back to piccolo for right now. Let's see, 72, 72. Okay. Oh, let's try a standard flute. I'm just trying to get away from the just high trill. I don't know. We'll see. So which one is which? We got here. Oh, there was a... Wait. For some reason, I read this as acoustic guitar, not and Hawaii guitar. Not acoustic grand piano. Okay, there. Okay, I'm not going. I'm only half crazy here. I'm not going full crazy. I don't know if I really should try the fairy piano because, well, it depends on what we do with the Fantasia sound that's out there. No, I don't think we should. Maybe just the dream. Let's try that. If anything, I think that one should lean more to the left. Nah, I think the pad sound is not helping there. Especially at this particular drum sound, I'm really kind of getting back to like your 80s sound a little bit there. Dive into our bass sound font. Around Latin. Yeah, I figure I had to drop it up an octave. It's just those ones end up sounding really low. Jazz. Not sold on that particular oboe, but that's what I mean, like getting away from some of that trill, the piccolo. No, too much of a pick sound. I like how warm it sounds in the bass, but I think if I try to get its volume up... Well... Nah, too high if I go up another octave. Let's see. Because I do think a nice warm bass sound does complement this very well. Nope, not that ain't holding it. That one might work. Warm but not overpowering it. No, not too false. Ooh, how'd that one end up sounding? So I was trying to get something that was like not too FM synthesis, but also not too realistic. Maybe we can try to soften it out on there. I want the full effect. Why is it? Is that just the font or is this screwing up? Let me reopen it real quick. Because I'm sure y'all heard that too. It's like start up an octave higher off that da-da-da. It says ba-da-da, ba-da-da. It's like, why did it jump up an octave? It says pulling the wrong instrument or something. Could be the font, the instrument choice. Just want to rule out weird things with the program. No, that's just what that one's doing, huh? Definitely not. See, I like that it's sustaining with the MIDI dream there. Because the Fantasia's not doing its held notes there during that section. Just kind of, again, nice, even warmth throughout the whole thing. Take it down an octave on the next one, just see how it sounds. Yeah. Not sure if I'm sold on the instrument, but that's kind of a sound that works. Because especially right now with the Hawaii guitar kind of in a higher pitch, the MIDI Dream's in a higher pitch, and of course the Fantasia notes are ding. So having something that's it's like it's closer to the bass line, but it's not in the bass line. I think it just kind of like goes across the nice equalizer. It's like mid, high, and low, you know? So it's not just in one section or another. I was gonna touch on this a little bit. Like, if wondering why the sharp pans that they do for some of these, you gotta think about when MIDIs were around and like surround sound wasn't a thing. Like, we didn't have center channels, and if you wanted like, and not everybody had wide range, speakers. Like, it was a time when like tinny speakers were the normal, you know. Oh man, I remember. All right, put the music back while I'm kind of story timing this a little bit. I remember being so confused because before I really understood speakers, even because I'd be like, "Oh, hey, computer speakers. You just plug them right into your sound card." Like, we didn't have fancy stuff, It's just like, hey, if it worked, it worked, and cheap enough and sound decent enough, we're okay with it. So I remember we had a pair of speakers. I was like, oh, cool. I mean, these sound pretty loud and they sound pretty good. Let me plug it into the CD player. What? Why can't I hear it? Why can't I hear it? They weren't powered speakers. Like, obviously the sound card was doing some amplification, the Sound Blaster. But, just like, I couldn't comprehend that. I'm like, why doesn't this work? Well, I mean, that's really what it is. Like, these days, I mean, USB power speakers are easily the norm, It's like, you're not going to find too many unpowered speakers. Just because, well, one, if the speakers are powering themselves, you can get better quality out of them. You get more potential, I should say, out of them. But just also, again, you don't need a dedicated power plug, just A little bit of USB power just to give it some amperage, and then there you go. But that wasn't always the case. Like, so you're talking about tracks that are old enough, like speakers that maybe got crowded, if you, to kind of try to describe it. Where? Hang on. Let me give another example here. Plus just the ability to play through both channels at the same time usually is also another thing to kind of like help get around limitations. I'm gonna go back. It's the first thing that comes to mind for me. Wing Commander on the Amiga. Just because I had it handy. Like, if anybody's got any headphones right now, and this is common among Amiga, and it's common in a lot of early MIDI composition, well, at least professional ones anyway, like meant for game development. But like the bass, that's all in the left ear, and then you got the drums in the right ear, because that's how they had to separate it out for hardware limitations. Like they were trying to give you more sound, more richness, but they had to compromise. So in order to be able to pull it off either technically or just through whatever people had for speakers back then, sometimes you kind of had to do that just to get it to work. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep listening to that, but I just wanted to kind of showcase that a little bit more harder, because I mean, no, Amiga tracks definitely did that separation. And if I'm recalling correctly, it was because they can only play so many channels out of each speaker, like left channel, right channel. So that's why they had to do this hard separation, just so that they could get the tunes to play as detailed and depth as they could out of it. But it does drive me a little crazy in headphones. Which is why you see me trying to bring it more center. Because while that would have been handy back in the day, and there is still something to be said for something dedicated for the left or the right for an effect, but when it's not an effect and it's just that's the whole song is that way, like I said, especially when I'm in my headphones, it bugs me every time I play the quote-unquote sound font version of Wing Commander 3's Patrol tune that I did, because I did that in speakers, and through speakers sounds fine. Plug in your headphones, you're just like, oh, that's in my one ear, oh, that's in my other ear. That one was very early. I almost want to redo that one just because that was before I think that was even before I got sound font version 2 here that fixed some of the issues I had with the first one. Oh, that was such complicated programming. It almost makes our last tune look basic by comparison. Yeah. Yeah, so rambling aside, yeah, that's the reason why I try to bring these more to center, and that's why you tend to see these pans so far out, so that they do stand out among different speaker sets. So they're trying to work for, well, the best common that there was back then. Nowadays, I mean, even a real cheap set of speakers, I mean, as long as it's not like $2, are going to sound pretty decent, are going to have a good range. Like, they're not going to be top of the line, I mean, obviously, but like, the standard that you can get a good quality set of speakers for is so much better now than it was. Like, oh god, back then, that's over 30 years ago we're talking, you know? 30 years, yeah. I'm not sure what year actually this Leisure Layer 6 came out. Yeah, it probably says right here, doesn't it? Yep, 1994. So yeah, 31 years ago. Wasn't off the mark. I was like, oh, was this 98 or something? Like, no, 1994. So yeah, anybody's are wondering, and anybody's wearing headphones is wondering why they did that. That would be why. And if you were kind of back in the day and you played these out of your speakers, you're like, oh, it sounds great, but yeah, we can do a lot more now. I'll drain that coffee here in a second. Anyway, let's continue. Perfect timing. Yeah, the idea is very solid. I don't know if I'm set on... At this point, I'm not even sure if I'm set on the oboe. I just like the concept that I've created. Yeah, I guess created. I always try not to take too much credit for this, because credit to people who made this. Credit to people who did these fonts. I'm just a awoo that just toys around with this. No, it didn't work, but maybe like a falsified saxophone. See, now the saxophone's not such a bad idea, now that we're out of the higher tone. I'm gonna try going back to real font. Not the alto, but what about its tenor? Alright, that guitar's probably gonna be the next thing I tackle. Okay, here it comes. Okay, I'm coming back around to my original saxophone idea. Just realized I had myself muted from drinking. Just trying to see if there's a way I could take the harshness out of that higher sustained note out of it, because otherwise the rest of it needs to kind of come up stronger. Yeah, these parts need to come up a little bit. Nah, it's too much in the same equalizer range. That's not going to do anything. I may need to go and edit some notes then, because I really like the concept and I want to keep it. But gotta do something about those higher sustained notes. They're just overpowering the rest of them. And that could be just what they needed to do for the piccolo, for the assumed natural sound of what the original instrument was. I'm a bit surprised it's so loud and proud, though, considering it's a held notes, you know? Like, the final note almost makes sense, but, like, it's the one before that. Just a bit too much there, buddy. Alright, now, may not be too bad. I may be going, for nothing, but, now, since I am going to be editing that, actually, hang on. MIDI events. Of course, it's listed by that. Oh, it's not true. MIDI events. Arm beats. Yeah, let's find out what bars those are on. Because this is where it's getting it from right here. That one's fine. It's right here. So 16-1. Yeah, 18-1 almost sounds right. 18th bar, I was trying, but it's the 16th bar. It sounds off. 16 velocity. Yeah, look at the jump in velocity. And then 18-1. It's higher than the rest of them. It literally is higher than the rest of them. Huh. Like, even the other, like... Yeah. Odd choice. It's literally... I thought it was just an... I mean, and again, I was kind of saying that they probably did that on purpose, but... Yeah, even the last note, that's why I said the other one didn't sound so bad. Still don't only go up to 113, but... Alright, velocity... Oh, I should be able to tell because the length held. Because even that's 103. What's the highest the other ones are kind of at? I could probably fix these ones coming up a little louder. Because, yeah, those are quieter compared to... This is... Da, 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 da. So I could probably bump those up a little bit of a notch, too. I don't know why I thought it was going to be more complicated to edit in here versus opening up in, like, MIDI editor. Oh, I forgot I jumped down. I was like, say, why did it go to 96? Because it went to the next event. Yeah, that one's just like, even the rest of them. Well, since these are in the higher register, I might as well take these down, too. And then these are the trio. Make that and repeat. There we go. Yeah, let's go back and get these ones. Yeah. I'll help these get out there a little bit more. It was probably crescendoing up. Dun, 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 dun. Give it a 10 jump. Just to give it something. If it wants the crescendo effect a little bit still. Not that'll be as pronounced, but that's okay. Saxophone's not really one that you crescendo on a quick little trill anyway. Yeah, I think it was a smart decision just to make it 10 because now I remember what this is. Then that one ain't as... Yeah, just make it 10. Just make it 10. We can adjust later if we need to. Because they were trying to like play with the velocity so it sounds more natural, like somebody actually grooving into it. I think the rest of those are fine. Just where's the time jump? Here we go. So these ones we need to do 10. That way these come out a little better and we can try to balance the volume overall. I said if we do need to adjust that, that's what we'll do later. We're gonna have to do more, but let's hear how it sounds before I do mess with it too much. See if the more balancing I can back that down a little bit, so it's not too overpowered. Because I mean, this overall is a softer track, so I don't want to go on. You know, smooth on the sax. Put that back. I was trying to see if I can get the I think the floor toms the left ear a little bit more, but now the snares just come more pronounced in the right when I do that. So let's leave it as it is. Oop, wrong one. Let's try the backstage pass again. We'll tune in the saxophone, then we'll move on to the next instrument. Yeah, I'm trying to get that background presence feel. That's what I'm trying to do right now with it. I need to get out of that since I'm not trying to do something simple. All right, play through again, listen to the saxophone. 15. That might be pretty dialed in now. Here on the next loop. A little bit loud left some more, but yeah. See that nice just background, just adding to it. Harmony, especially if it's how nice and smooth this song is. You don't want anything that's too harsh on it. No, it was cut off. Basically, I just kind of took it out with the upper range so that the hi-hat and the next section doesn't overpower. Maybe more like that. Because if it's too overpowered in my quote-unquote balanced headphones, then they'll definitely be overpowering when you got more tinny headphone or speakers. All right, that sounded really good so far. All right, so next, probably let's just tackle this just because it should be simple. And if we get through this real quick, there is another track another short one I think we could work on real quick. Maybe I shouldn't get out of it. Maybe it's just. Ooh. Yeah, atmosphere might be a better choice. Maybe not necessarily that one, but let's see. No, leave that. No, I gotta test it. Yeah. Instruments. Gotta hear it, the new atmosphere. I think they're gonna clash. Well, I'll go back to the MIDI Dream, but I just wanna hear it. Yeah, I think Dream is better. I wanted to hear it in that higher part first before I switch it back. All right, let's tackle the big one, the Hawaii guitar. Do we stick with a plucky guitar, or do we go to something else? It's gonna be the big decision here. Because I don't think we should go electric guitar. Because I almost wanted like a mellower electric guitar, but I'm like, with how chill everything else is, I think that would probably stand out. But you know what? Fuck it. Let's try it anyway. Where are you? Electric guitar. Definitely gonna transpose you up. It's probably not gonna work. Right, I forgot this is a higher tone already. Oh, it's something I never heard before until I was messing around here. I didn't realize that the neon and the piccolo were doing call and response. I don't know why I never noticed that before. That's giving me more thoughts to make. I don't think reverbing it out's going to do anything there. Nah. That ain't working. No, it ain't. We'll get away from that. But I wanted to try it anyway. But, oh, I'm glad I did that so I could hear that. Now I know there's a call and response going on there. Is that what they're trying to do? Hey, I want to hear the original again now. This is number 16, yeah. See, the problem is, like, maybe it's just the way that my thought process is, like, because they're both coming out, like, the guitar's coming out slight left, then Piccolo's coming out further left. But if it's call and response, are you there, my dear? Yes, I'm here, my dear. Obviously, they don't have lyrics, so I'm just trying to emphasize the point here. It's just like, why would why would they both be out on the left? Like, you feel like you're not part of that. But because I had this more tuned in center, like, I don't know, it just clicked in my head that it's a call and response. Based on, like, you know, the higher of the piccolo. Huh. Yeah, it's just in my mind. Maybe other people heard it before I did, but I just was not picking up on that until I just did this try, and then now we had two similar, like, tones. Not tones, but, like, I guess similar range. Huh. Some thinking to do. What are we gonna try? The electric guitar doesn't work. At least that one doesn't. Mm. I think these are not going to be right, but hey, you never know. Might have to transpose it one more. Yeah. That plucky guitar. I mean, nylon string. It's supposed to be plucky. I was like, yeah, it's not the right sound font for sure, but the way it's coming out now. And like the way I had to kind of pause a minute to kind of say this right, but it's just like, "Are you there, my dear?" I'm just gonna say, "Are you there, my dear?" Because those are the lyrics I came up with later. But it's like, "Are you there, my dear? Are you there, my dear?" It's like it's the background vocals when the tenor sax come in. It's like the background chorus or whatever, you know. Like, and this is where I wish I had better terminology to explain this, but it's like here's the main voice out of the nylon guitar. Are you there, my dear? 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 You know, that's what it kind of sounds like now. Like, it didn't sound like that before to me, but now that I'm really hearing that, oh, how do we capitalize on it? Because I really want that to come across. I need to find the right guitar. I'm sorry if I creeped anybody out, but I was trying to emphasize like how you hear like the tenor kind of like, Yeah, anyway, I think y'all figure out what I'm saying right now. Oh, what about just the electric? Yeah. May not be the right one, but we tried those guitars. See how those come through. I don't think the other one's gonna be better, but we'll try it. Nah, I didn't think so. No, I'll be the jazz the right one for it. Nah. I think I'll have to find a guitar and a different set of sound fonts, but almost kind of the idea, though. Yeah, that tenors like that whispered background, you know? My dear. Yeah, and the higher register, that one in particular, is not quite right. But let's see, not good. So Alex. May not be Alex, but we'll test out some other guitar sound fonts, see if we can get away from the electric that way too. What was it, air font? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be auditioning the guitars for a little bit, I think. Hmm. Hmm. You were kind of dialing. I was feeling the jazzy guitar before. That might be the direction I need to lock into now. And then we just let it flow with the rest of it like it's a open room. I think we'll get it. Now just dialing in the right one. I'll try more, but I kind of like that. I think I already tried real font. Aspirin, what about yours? Watch the volume just in case. think that's it. I think we got our winner. Because, I mean, there may be slight little variations in another font, but, like, it's got that nice that bluesy, jazzy mellowness to it. It's not too plucked. And it sounds decent in the lower register, and it sounds decent in the higher register, too. But some of these do not, as we heard from one of the other guitar, one of the dedicated guitar ones that we tried. I think we got it. Let's hear it again. Okay, I gotta fix those notes on the tenor sax. Because I'm trying to keep it loud enough so that its lowest dips are still audible. But so also gotta keep it down enough that the higher ones are not too pronounced. So let's go ahead and fix those. Because if I kind of normalize it, I know it's taking some of the warmth out of it that they were trying to program into it. Because just variations in, well, the person, quote unquote, they'll be playing it, breathing, and how they want to inject their own flow of air. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. Because that's, it's like it's trying to mimic stuff like that with some of those changing notes. But obviously it's meant for piccolo. But I mean, you could do that at piccolo. Varying your velocity. Well, okay. Set that over. All right, let's dive back into the tenor sax's MIDI events. Yes, these ones are like 85. It's like too low. Undo, because I realized I was changing the note, not the velocity. I was like, why is the note changing? Should I keep these all at least in the 90s? Which means I gotta bump this up. Stick with the theme of 10. Oh, I forgot to apply. Yeah, because if we can keep these at a certain level, then that'll allow me to adjust the overall volume better. So I want to see if I can preserve some of the warmth to it, but yeah, some of these ones have got to get bumped. $79, yeah. Do 2 jumps there. Just realizing looking at it like this, like my brain can't get a little bit wrapped around on this, but considering this is smaller parts and also it's a shorter tune, figuring out like length in that and programming it this way. But my brain was going to that scene in Real Genius where I forget the character's name, Laszlo, I think it was, where he was trying to like program from him. He's like, "Uh-oh," it was just like in standard code. Like, what? And then he changed it over to like the graphical line view of the changing color. He's like, "Oh no, we're okay." Somebody could probably be looking at it and be like, "What the hell is this?" Versus like, pretend this was the volume meter, like changing the adjustment this way, like dragging a bar versus changing numbers in here. I just thought about that scene. Okay. Plug and play. Save. Take down the tenor a notch, and let's give that another shot. I think our original problem is back. That one note just before the last held note is seemingly too loud comparatively. MIDI events. Okay. At least we know where to find it already. So it should be a relatively quick held note. Yep. Funny because it's at 108. I don't know if it's just the other instruments swelling too, but just like, yeah, it just really seems out of place, even with the other one. Just this note in particular, the way it. Maybe because it holds longer? I don't know. Let's back it down 10. Keep our theme of 10. Oh, I need to do it again. Why is it so loud on that one? So I understand like the second part, like being louder because they already did a whole run through. All right, let's give that a listen. And now we get into my old enemy, the fickle artist. Can I change or improve this? I think I might audition more guitars. I also just before we even go deeper into the guitars, because I think that's where the final piece is going to be at. Just for my curiosity, let's go to Sonic Virus. Try out its sets for guitar, not guitars, for drums. See if any of these fit any better. Probably won't, but hey, let's give them a shot anyway. I don't like that. Seems like it's prevalent in all of their drum sets. Yeah, let's... Whatever that instrument is, like... It sounds like a cricket interrupting your... It's like if this whole thing was a romantic rendezvous, it sounds like a cricket showed up and be like, hey guys, what's going on? Like, I don't want you here. Go away. Now, it's gonna... No, let's close it out. I'm not saving that. Yeah, because it just affects everything else too much. Even if I tried to take out the high pitch of that, like, that's gonna affect everything else too much. So let's get back to the other drums. Out of a standard set. And that's why I didn't save. I mean, I can try other TR-707s, but... Oh, it's supposed to be a triangle. Yeah, it's mellow here, but it sounded like a freaking cricket was trying to play instead. Why are you going to guitars for? Nah, I think we're going back to... I think it was a 707. Yeah. Just the right... It sounded like it came out of a keyboard. Yeah, almost drum machine quality, but a little bit more... Not punchy, but modern? I'm glad the triangle ain't too crazy on that one. One more for Apollo. Where are you? This is what I mean about Don's Colombo just having such a wider selection. Like, some of these don't even have that same range. This one doesn't even have a dance. This one might just be considered its dance. Wasn't the way the snare sounds, I would have upgraded on that one. You know, it's funny. I was trying to think of the best way to call a drum machine. I'm like, duh, that's a drum machine. That's why. Dumb wolf, dumb woo, silly woo. That is a drum machine. I think we'll stick with back with Don's combos. Just got a good enough balance of everything in here. And the drum machine isn't taking the left and right speaker panning too crazy on Don's Colombo sound font. So I think we're locked in on that one. Now, the scary thing, can we find a different jazz guitar? Because that one's always really strong. UGM. All right, I remember 210 is where it was because I got bumped this up. Maybe I didn't. See, it's more airy. That's why I'm worried about, like, auditioning other... You keep saying audition, I just don't know the word for it. Trying different ones. Ooh, hang on. Let's hear it from the beginning. I'm not sure I like it as much in the higher range, and that's the problem. A little too plucky. It's but-da-dum. I was all for, like, how the sustain sounded, but a little too plucky. Yeah, you can't hear as much when everything else comes, but when those initial comes in, it's like... I don't think that's on the... Because I think that's only the sound effects fixing. I don't think they changed any instruments on that one. Yeah. It's like how smooth the other one was on the Yamaha. No, that's... No, that's more your SC55. Alright, Rachetta Plin, what do you got? A little too plucky. I think it's gonna get too much into that. We get to the next one. I don't know how to pronounce the other thing, going like, oh, and just making the sound. Honestly, I think it sounds better in the higher range than it does in the lower range. Anyway, that's not what we're looking for. Right, we tried that one already. I think that's where we were before. So let's get out of good. I think we already did kind of go in here a little bit. I mean, those higher notes again. almost like it. I think that's gonna be like the live one. Nah, I'm locked into that jazz guitar. I don't know why I'm looking at the other ones. A little too. I was gonna say too retro synthesizer sounding. You know what, Yamaha XG? What do you got? I mean, we like Yamaha so far. No. After those are all gonna be the same. Whatever. Might do differences there would be. Not feeling it personally. Hold up. Start from the beginning. I really like that. Let's go back to the Yamaha real quick, just to kind of hear a difference. It might be just I was hearing the other ones. Oh, not that's good. It might have been I just heard the other ones, and then I just got back to that. I'm like, oh, I like that sound. That could be exactly the same. I'll find out in a second here. See, this one takes all that harshness out of it, which is why I'm really resonating with it. It is a little bit different. And I will freely admit that I could be chasing a fictionalized guitar sound over an actual legitimate one. But that's just the sound I kind of want for this. I want this that nice, smooth, bright, like. And again, it could be very fictionalized, could be very synthesized, but that's kind of what I want to hear out of it. Of everything else, it just, and because you don't have the I guess I'm gonna call it the twang of the twang's not the right word, but I can't think of a better way to explain it other than making the sound again. I think because those aren't there, it also helps the triangle come through a little bit stronger too. I don't know. It's just I noticed that like I wasn't listening for the triangle and I just heard it pop better when we switched to this one versus one it's again, twang is the only way I can really explain it or describe it. I don't know. But I really like this. I'm gonna give it a full listen and see if there's anything else we need to do. But otherwise, I think this one might be done. Give it a full listen here. Yeah. I think I can describe why I don't like the ones with the twang more. I feel like they don't, because but this is programmed for a very specific MIDI sound. So when you try to change that, you have to keep that in mind. And that's what part of what the instrument choices kind of comes down to is like working within the programming of the MIDI of what they originally intended this to sound like. Um, Even though this says, if you can read that, it says for the MT32, they converted this from the MT32 original file. Which is weird because Lisa Larry 6 actually has general MIDI support. So why they needed to convert it, I don't know. But yeah, so they probably were thinking SC55, SC88, the Roland sound synthesizers. So there is a very fictionalized guitar in there. Oh, while I'm talking, might as well put that back on. So to some extent, because the real actual sound that this is trying to mimic probably does have more of that twang in it. Maybe not as pronounced as that separate guitar sound font that it had, but it probably naturally changes like that. Like it's the same reason why when I'm going through these bass guitar sound font, and some of them get more plucky or twangy in the higher range than the lower range. That's why some of them work and some of them don't when we try to throw them into the MIDI here, like how they change depending on what notes they're hitting. Because all of these MIDIs assume that you're going to be going through a very particular sound. Which is why sometimes the reason why I do have play the original file, because I kind of do want to hear what the intention was. And sometimes that can help with the puzzle of remastering this. So, yeah, and then when you have that extra twang in there, it becomes more pronounced in the higher range when it goes into the second part of the song. And that's why I was really looking for something that wasn't, just because I want it to remain steady through it. Because the original was very steady through it, with its original, nylon string guitar. So I had to find an analog, but in the sound that I was looking for with the jazz guitar instrument instead. And that's why I was going through so many of them. I mean, if any of you were listening along with that, I'm sure you could also hear how like some of them worked in the higher range better, some of them worked in the lower range better. It's that sweet spots. But again, fictionalized guitar can do that, whereas a real guitar probably naturally didn't. It's the nature of a string, higher note, shorter string, less vibration potential. But when you go up the neck of a guitar and you let the string be the long string that it is and pluck it, then there's just a natural shake and vibration to the string. So there's going to be differences in sounds of a real guitar versus what's like a, again, fictional sound font guitar would be. But when you're trying to let something work and you don't have direct control, like obviously how much easier this would be if I was a real musician and could actually get somebody who's like, hey, you got go get the guitar out. We want something a little bit bluesy on this one. Be like, radio. No, so I just gotta work with what I got. And honestly, I think this is pretty solid here. Yeah. I'm gonna give it one more listen. Oh, I think it's just a matter of balancing it later, and then this one is done. I'm gonna do the back-to-back. We're gonna play the original as it was, and then we'll play the my remaster. Pause. Let's stop it there since the loop is basically the same. So, again, now that I'm listening for the call and response, that piccolo just so overtakes the guitar. Like, you almost think the piccolo is like, hey, wait a minute, I am the main voice here. It's coming out so strong. Oh, that's why I never got that call and response feeling from it before. It's like, almost feels like the guitar becomes, I was gonna say second string. Pun not intended on that, but yeah. And then you notice in the well, you'll hear it when I play the remaster here in a second. But notice how after the dun, 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 bum, that sustained note from the atmosphere, or what would have been the new age pad notes, like how empty it is without it. Like, I mean, I guess it lets the fretless bass come in a little pronounced in that second part, but it's just like the piano is not sustained enough. Like, it's holding notes, dun, dun, but it's not like filling it out. Which is why I'm wondering why they did, like. I mean, it's probably sound fine for what their original vision was, but for like what I was doing with the remaster, I appreciate that the MIDI Dream is holding out longer to kind of give it some extra background warmth. Maybe not warmth, but yeah, some just background. All right, now to the remaster. God, the fade out is better because that MIDI Dream sustainedness to it. Yeah, I really like it. I'm hesitating a little bit about the bass. I was listening to that because I was worried about how that would disappear. Potentially, when I get around to balancing it on the other speakers, I might have to make an adjustment there because the upper register, well, as one might expect out of an instrument meant to do bass lines, the higher notes kind of fade a little bit more. I think it's okay still with everything else kind of still being um, a nice mellow overall tone. I'll get the that back on. Just because the rest of the song is still a mellow tone, I think that even when it starts to disappear a little bit because it's in its upper range, I think it still works just fine. That's where the speaker test will come in to let me know, and that potentially might have to change just because of that. Other than that, though, this came out real solid. pretty happy with how that came through. And another one being rescued from the fake Amiga archives. Yeah, because it's just a nice little tune. Yeah, I've said before I won't be playing any Larry games on stream, but can appreciate some of the art, aka the music, because let's appreciate the art. Yeah, right, the art. There's plenty of reasons why one should not think about or worry about later games anymore, but you can enjoy some good from it. Yeah, I gotta listen to it one more time. Man, I gotta hear that that shrilling piccolo again. Hang on. Hold up. Actually, before that, I'm wondering, is this any better if it was in the Sound Blaster? Let's play the Sound Blaster version. Difference even Sound Blaster makes. See, even that's not. It's still coming in very strong, but man, the AWE32 it still comes in more mellow than this one original did. Again, like I know volume, but hang on. It's just the guitar is so much less pronounced on a Windows default. That piccolo just comes in like it owns the melody. Again, the thing that like confounds me, is that it's coming out of the same speaker, the left-hand speaker. So why would you do a calm response with a stronger melody on the other one? Especially since the guitar is the main melody instrument because it goes on with the rest of the song. That piccolo is a calm respond instrument. Like, I just don't get why they did that. I mean, it's bold and it announces itself, and I'm sure that's what the intention was, but it's just like, I'm thinking back here, like, as I'm trying to work with it, I'm like, why? Tilt that head 45 degrees. Why? Why it make sense? I mean, you remember that more. Were they just trying to make something else sound like the main melody before the guitar came back in with the melody? Maybe. Yeah, something like that had to have been going through their minds. But it's funny how the AWE32 kind of comes in. Well, let's go. Let me see if I can find the Sound Blaster version. Okay, I think I found somebody who's got the OPL. It's 11 years ago, so I don't know if this is... Well, it's been a while since I played the original, though. Triangle sounds too pronounced. But you can hear, again, like what would be the guitar and the piccolo are actually a lot more balanced than that, though. It works better as a call and response. Yeah, I think that's not quite the best emulation. But hey, I mean, that kind of gives you the idea of what that would have sounded like in the original. And yeah, that call and response actually comes out better. It's just overblown on the MIDI side. Just the way they balanced it. Weird. Might have been conversion issue. Because like I said, this was converted from the MT32 version. Anyway. Have I rambled and delayed enough? Alright, give it one more listen, then we'll maybe work on our the bonus track real quick after this. Alright, that's our keeper. Unless a fickled artist comes back later and says, I don't like this. I think we're alright. Fickled artist being me. Yeah, sometimes you're done with something, you're like, yes, great, print it, done. And then you come back to it later like, what the hell was I thinking? Alright, let's get the background music going again. Alright. Excuse me. I'm just trying to think of like, okay, this is just in the Larry folder under the. Yeah, okay. Just trying to remember if I did any editing or anything. Because I had placed this in that MIDIs you want to record folder. I was trying to remember if I opened it from that or if I opened it from the general, my MIDI folder. And I opened it from my MIDI folder. Alright, it's because now that I properly relaxed myself with an easygoing tune. So there's another tune I wanted to do. Just more purely for stream side than releasing side because they're basic. But then I thought, I'm like, there's 2 tracks. So hang on, let me open a new window. Go ahead and pull that out over here. Both of them would be MIDI rips, yeah. So actually 2 tunes. As my brain had kind of come back to 1 tune. And then I remember there's another tune. Oh god, I'm gonna have to try to remember which one it is. So I was thinking for something fun. I don't know. Again, don't know if I'll do anything with it, but the beer track. Then I remember there's another one. Oh, which one is it? No, that's the elevator. I already did something with the elevator. No. No. I'm just looking at the shorter tracks. Watch, it's the last one. Nope, that's the dog mode. Where is it? Not the first one. No, that's a fanfare. That's why I wish these were labeled. Oh. Oh, ain't it? I thought it'd be small because I don't think it's all that much for MIDI instrumentation. Where the heck is it? Still a shame for smaller ones. Christmas one. Elevator, yeah. Oh, my eyes must have glazed over it. Yeah, the cheat level select music. Because they're both kind of a similar nature. And beer is 37. That one's meant to loop at a different point. Whereas this one's meant to loop at the beginning. But if this is something used for like a like channel point redeemer or something like that, wouldn't it make more sense to use the smaller one or the shorter one? Yeah, the Rise of Triad music is meant to loop from end back to start. So it would just loop naturally there. Yeah, I guess the rest of the Triad one would make more sense then. Even though, like, the Tyrian one is the one that kind of brought to mind. Might be better off of the Rise of Triad one. Unless, hang on. Yeah, I can kind of stop there around the same amount of time. I just have to trim it. Thinking now. Well, if beer is the one that I'm thinking of and not, I forget what they actually call this track. I always think of it as Go To because that was the name of the cheat to open up the level select. So that's why I always call it in my mind Go To. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. Should we err on the side of space? Because, well, that is a lot of my theming anyway. The Devil Hunter in space. All right. So, yeah. Get the background going again. I'm going to need to cut that down. I'm not going to close that out yet. I'm just going to minimize that. Because if I know anything about MIDI rips, sometimes they don't open up properly. So I'll put that in the record so I don't feel bad about chopping that up. Close these out. Yeah, close that. I'll give it a chance to reset. MIDI's on record. Beer. Select another application. Why MIDI editor cannot be in the short list of things to open it up? Yeah. That's what I was wondering about. Yeah. Sometimes the rips do not actually open up properly. Let's see about one other thing first, though. Audacity. Not a great MIDI editing program, but, yeah, that's not seeing anything either. There's no notation in there. As you can see, plays just fine, but, yeah, you try to open it up in anything else, and it's like, what? What are you doing? Converted MIDI files are not always the best. As I can definitely attest when I've tried to convert the NSF or SPC for the Super Nintendo file format, music format. Yeah, those don't always come out clean, and in the case of some conversions, they're just broken. Remedy. I mean, what I guess I could do is just end up fading it out. But then now I can just, hopefully, open it up in SimFont then. Yeah, because if I can't directly cut it, because I wanted to cut it and just let it fade naturally, but I guess a fade out will work. Come on, brain, think about it. It's because I'm distracted with the music. Rips. Do I have... Huh. Funny. Maybe because it got lost in the conversion. Yeah, for those who don't know, Quest Studios was a website. It's still around in a way. Somebody else picked it up and is hosting all the files on there. But some things did get lost in the last archive of the website, or what they were able to pull before it got taken down. Because CRN or whoever was in charge of that did not want to have it up anymore, didn't care to. So some files actually got lost during that changeover. I'm glad it's back up. Don't get me wrong. Because, yeah, I mean, sites like that should stay up. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just my nostalgia brain talking about. I'm just like, I'd like to see sites that care about music stay up, you know? I don't know. This world, though. But anyway, yeah, like, so I was thinking, I'm like, oh, they converted from the MT32. Do I have the MT32 version? West Studios, and no, I don't see Larry 6 here. So, yeah, apparently I don't have it. If it existed for download at all. That's a possibility. But, yeah, Sierra was actually really good about doing that. Which is so cool of them. So cool. I know it's a different time before people were, like, buying soundtracks, because nowadays it's just like, oh, yeah, here's the soundtrack with the game. Just download it along with it. Get the deluxe pack where it's thrown in for free. Different time then. People weren't putting old soundtracks on discs and that. At least not in the United States. Japan was a little bit better about doing that with MIDIs and things of that nature. But even that wasn't probably immediate. I don't think they were doing that right away, at least. Because, I mean, well, market of video games has grown so much since those days. So back then, it was probably like, nobody's going to care. They like the melody, but they're not going to buy a CD or cassette of this, are they? No. But today, they're like, oh, yeah, yeah, let's sell the soundtrack. Unless your other certain gaming companies decide to just put it on a streaming service. Lock it behind certain memberships. And I shouldn't be complaining too much that stuff is available, but just like, when it was all being attacked and taken down before I led up to that, I'm just like, come on. They took so long to do that. And if you're wondering who I'm talking about, well, I know who I'm talking about, but it probably also could apply to more than one company. Sad as that is. Alright, Tyrian. Beer. Tuba, accordion, tuba. Was there no drums in that? I know why. Because you don't change drums, usually. Usually don't change this because it's all on the dedicated track for drums. So I was checking the ones that had changes on them. It's right there. Oh, silly woo, it's right there the whole time. It's because my eyes were distracted looking for the drop downs. Alright, you are 56 trumpet. Let's change these so I can remember what the heck they are. 56, here it is. You are 58, tuba. I don't know I'm gonna do a heck of a lot to this one. This is probably just gonna be a quick little bonus thing here. After all, part of the intention is to kind of keep the yeah, 21, just to make sure the number is right. That beer garden kind of sound. I don't even know what I'm looking for here. 40 and 21. Okay. So I'm not sure I'm really going to be changing instruments per se. But just to kind of give it some extra oomph of different sound fonts. Tuba. 58. Yes. Alright. Save that to start. Even though I haven't done anything yet. Start for our usual standard. Audio. Dawns. Yep. The whole track. We finally got the tooth. The whole tooth? Nothing but. I did not get that exchange as a kid from Sam Max when you get the dinosaur tooth. It's one of the nice things about growing up. Getting all the references you didn't get as a kid. And you're like, ah, that was funny. Well, unless you don't like reference humor, then you'd be like, why? Listen, it's a game about a large talking detective dog and a large hyperkinetic rabbity thing. Reference humor is okay.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, Max.
No, it's not.
All right, let's get to this. I think I'm just getting distracted because I'm just like, oh, I'm tired. It's Sunday. I said at the beginning here, it's Sunday. I should say, whoever's here, thank you. Whoever you're lurking or whatever, or decide to look at the VOD later. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Not done yet, but just fair I'd say you're taking time out of your Sunday. So yeah, thanks for that. Cheers. That was so dumb. Also, what the heck? Why does it sound so hollow, even with the new instruments? Like, what the heck? Not... Don't tell me it's like... This is like the intro. Again, with this weird, wonky programming. My brain's going to all of like the old adventure games of like this little stubby person walking. Because that's exactly what they would use on them, you know they would. Maybe I should do something different with this. Maybe we can add some richness to this so it doesn't sound so hollow. Alright. Why? Why start in right channel and then move to left channel? Why? Why you do this? Why? You know, how about a good slappy bass? Yeah. Do. Maybe. All thumbs, why not? Change it as we go, but yeah. I should have known I wouldn't keep it. But it's okay, we're keeping it to the same one anyway, so don't matter what we change it to, because it'll be changed here. That wasn't too bad. All right. This is so dumb. Oh, right, yeah. No. This might be a candidate for, yeah. Sonic Virus, what do you got here? Maybe not, but... Oh, the rest of them sound there. Yeah. Yeah, that just needs a good old standard drum set. Yeah. Put the volume back down before we change that. Thank you. Alright, back over. No. Wrong place. All right place. We're being experimental. Fuck it. Is it not on drums? It was not on drums. Virtual what? Okay, hang on here. Okay, when I saw standard DAC, I'm just like, what do you mean DAC? Like, oh, buddy. Why is that becoming my go-to phrase? I don't know why. Okay, that's all you got. Definitely not that. Oh, hang on. Honey, hold up. Hang on. Ah, it's got something weird going off it on that. Let's say I heard that doom, doom, doom. I was like, oh, we might have a winner. No. I don't think TurboGrafx had the most pronounced drums, but oh no. Oh no. The reason I'm going, oh no, I'm just like, oh no, do I need to do a retro 8 and 16-bit version of this now? I was like, oh, we're just gonna do this regular. Like, oh no, actually, do I need to? Those are probably all gonna be the same. Alright, I forgot I had those splashy sounds. Sounds like it's got the drum out of like the oh, who's the publisher? I always think of American Gladiators first. Cause they ain't quite like the Tecmo drums, and they ain't like the oh, brain, I wish you were working today. Blaster Master, Fester's Quest, Batman, the game, like all these on NES. Oh, it's bugging the hell out of me now. Come on. Come on. Sunsoft. Why could I not think of Sunsoft? Doesn't sound like Sunsoft's like kicks and drums either. They're samples. Doesn't sound like Ones and Snake's Revenge either. I said it sounds more like the American Gladiators ones. Nah, that's not gonna be. Did I have the splash shot? Oh, do I really do have to turn this into like an 8-bit one, don't I? Or is the question, do I do two? One 8-bit, one normal? Decisions and questions. So it happens when this is really off the cuff and I don't even know what I'm using it for yet. Yeah, I'll put background music back on. Oh, oh, that would be funny. I don't know, that really would be a great alert, but it'd be funny. So I'm just thinking. So, for those who remember my Wing Commander 3 playthrough, there is a scene in which Colonel Blair, aka Mark Hamill, can get insanely drunk. Well, insanely might be all about, but can get drunk. I was thinking something of like the beer icon or something like that from Tyrian. But I was laughing because I was thinking of like, put this with the multiple shots of fat shots. Turn that down a little bit. The multiple shots of Christopher Blair just going shot after shot after shot after shot. That's making me laugh, so it makes me think that I should. I just because my brain knows why that sequence exists, the context of that sequence. But like, and at the same time though, it's just like, well, you know, somebody who just like, oh, like let's get drunk alert. And you just see Mark Hamill downing shot after shot after shot after shot. That's making me laugh, but I don't know if anybody else will enjoy it. That's it. I don't have the slot out yet. Oh no, it would work though. Because everything else spacey with my streams, everything else space themed, plus being the wing commander nut that I am, it all would fit within the branding. Fuck, I have to do it now. I'm gonna have to make that a redeem or something. Because I've got a one I could record like from the video, but there's actually a behind the scenes video that I have of them doing take after take of him doing that, more than the game had. I wonder if it might be higher quality. Maybe not. I'd have to look again. But yeah, so there's definitely the footage of him doing shot after shot after shot. Well, quote unquote shot after shot. That's making me laugh, so I guess it's gotta be something I do. Because if it makes you laugh, then I'll probably make somebody else laugh. I'll put it on the pile of stuff to do once I get channel points. Oh yeah, I was gonna try Arachnos. Hey, Techie. Kind of coming in on the bonus of the stream, I guess you can call it. Yeah, I'm kind of like, because it's to compare it, so we got that. It's got a little oomph to it, but it's not too harsh. Because if we go back to Dawn's compared to Standard, that just ends up sounding kind of hollow and just like dunk, dunk, dunk. But even like, I think that's still too harsh for something that's just a sustained note over and over again. That's why I kind of want to try Arachno. Arachno actually sounds pretty decent with a lot of the Tyrian tracks. Background on this, for anybody who hasn't looked it up, the Arachno sound font was actually designed to be a enhanced MIDI sound font for these like 90s games and that, because they realized, hey, general MIDI sucks these days. What do you go to? So forget if it was one person or a few people, but they came up with this pack of sounds. Like they want something to enhance the old MIDIs so they just don't sound like crap from the Windows defaults. So you can enjoy something better than, yeah, again, the defaults. Not too harsh, but still full enough where it has a presence. I think I do like that one. And Sarah's song is in the Arachno sound font, the one that I've currently got. Also use it for background music now. Since we're past the other one. Modern fonts. Tyrian. That'd be this one. Yeah, this one's the Arachno sound font. Yeah, they purposely designed this sound font to enrich without like just going hyper realistic instruments or anything. yeah, the Arachno sound font's not bad. That's why it's in my good pile. I know I've probably explained this before, but just in case, let me open this up here. So the way I've got these set, because you'll see me pulling from not as good all the time. The reason why it's in good fonts is that when I did my standard test of multiple different kinds of sounds, these ones generally sound good regardless of what I threw at it. It had decent sound throughout all of them. That's why they're in good fonts, because they've got a good overall sound. Not that they just have one good piece and an okay one. Like Sonic Virus, I don't think works as well for general MIDI, but you see me pulling from its drums all the time because they've got some unique drums that actually stand out and actually can sound really good depending on the context you put them in. But as a general MIDI, it didn't really work too well through my test. But yeah, the Arachno sound font can sound really good, especially with music of its era. It's free. Like, it's freely available. It's not like you have to, you know, shadowy find it. You know, it's like sneak. No, they put it out for free because they wanted people to enjoy it. Yeah, it actually has some really good instrumentation in there. That was before I was doing actual proper MIDI remastering. Yeah, so that's, yeah, the Arachno sound font. Yeah, that's why I was going to go for that one here. Because, lo and behold, I'm doing Tyrian music here right now. Why they put the cross two, I don't know. And yet there's only one trumpet. Why did they do that? Why did they start the tuba on the right and then switch over to a tuba on the left? I don't get it. Let's get rid of that trumpet. Oh, Techie, did you actually hear the track we worked on earlier? If not, I can switch back to that one real quick, because we did get one finished. Can't be moving the tubes too often, though. Confuses all the pipes up if you keep moving the tubes. What was I doing? Oh, I probably just need to actually pick an instrument. Also, let's get it out of the right ear. The main melody, after all. Right. Wait, hang on. Oh no! Oh no! Becky, did you hear what I was doing this for? Were you around when I explained it? Because I'm right there with you. That's why I'm like, oh no, this is too perfect for what it's gonna be. So I was like, oh, I can do maybe a future redeem once I get channel points unlocked. It's like, hey, let's have a drink. And I was just gonna use like the graphic of the ale from Tyrian. I was actually choosing between Rise of Triads polka one and this one's drinking beer one. So I was like, nah, my branding's all space, so let's stick with the Tyrian one. I could just fade it out where after I'm done with the thing. Since I can't open it and cut it, that's a different thing to go tangent. So then I thought, oh no, from Wing Commander 3, there's the scene of Mark Hamill's character just pounding back shot after shot after shot. I was like, I've got to use that now, don't I? Because I'm a Wing Commander nut. And because it's such a fucking ridiculous thing for him to go shot, shot, shot. It's like, it'd be a real fucking circus, wouldn't it? Oh, shit. That's why I started hearing other instruments. I'm like, oh no, the calliope. A calliope. We gotta audition other ones, but yeah, I think we're locked into that one. We just gotta find which one. Oh, fuck. Really? That's your... Yeah. No. I think Erecto's gonna win there again. Yeah, I'll cut at like the 20-second mark. Or, well, I'll have to fade out, I mean. But yeah. Oh, no. Suddenly that bass line don't sound appropriate. There you go. There's those plucking bassline strings. Wait, what? You're telling me it actually plays notes on the first one? No. Wow. All the other ones don't. Yeah, because that immediately goes over. Anyway, I'll put it on the 6-string funk. Oh no, it just took a while to change over. Although I'm kind of less string, but more. Yep. That'll be the one. Phoenix! Welcome in. We're doing this. Hey, which one did I have it on? Deep 6, okay. Oh, shit. Welcome to the bonus part of it. If I dial this on a little more, I'll switch back to the other one to play that one. Yeah, that's the bass to use. Where the heck is it? Yeah. Oh, I've got the other one finished. I was just like, well, it's early, so how about I work on something that's just an extra bonus. I was thinking for an alert. I'll probably be able to find it. I don't think I see it. Not by the previews, anyway. Dang, I was gonna pull up the video from Wing Commander 3 to so I could put the visual to the song before the redeem is made. So catch up, Phoenix. I was gonna do an alert of yeah, hey, let's all grab a drink, like an alcoholic drink. Of course, I'm not gonna be like, oh, let's make it, wonderful or anything like that. I want to make it silly and stupid. So chose between two different like drinking appropriate music tracks. Sticking with Tyrian for my space theme. So when we do this, the idea is going to be like, if you remember from Wing Commander 3, when I showed off us being able to get drunk. Shot, shot, shot. I know, it's like, it's that Calliope. That circus scene, very famous for circus theme. But I want it to be silly and stupid. Because drinking's supposed to be fun. If you're drinking to depress yourself, that's bad. If you're drinking to numb pain, that's bad. So let's make it dumb and stupid and fun. And yes, a circusy kind of instrumentation kind of fits in with that. So yeah, that's where I'm like, yeah, we're stuck on that. I gotta put that back so I remember which one it is. Calliope. And now we got the bass line locked in. We got our drum. Let's see if figure out what to do with those. Think. No, there. Try and get them all back out. So. Accordion to legend. Rugrats mispronunciations. Well, let's stick on Dawn's. Okay, what else is gonna be stupid? That kind of works. Well, let's see what else. Oh, do we go full circus? Oh, do we just continue with the full circus? What else we got? No, but I like where your mind's at, Phoenix. Oh, some of these brass. Where are they? Are they? I think that's in the other one. I think that's in Super. Yeah, Super Tallow. See how that goes. No. I'm gonna go back to the LA stab. I think we've got it. Yeah, I think we got it. Change this to what it actually is in here so I don't get confused. Yeah, it's the stab. And that's where it would fade out on the thing, because that's 20 seconds as it is. Anything longer would be way too long for a redeem. It's so stupid. I can't help but like it. Uh, I can't make this a proper loop because I can't edit the MIDI, so I can't even extend this for making it into something else. But oh man, it's funny how just one instrument change changes the entire damn. Because if I put this to something else, I'm not. Don't worry, I'm gonna change it back. But it's just like, let's say Well, no, we did brass. Like, let's do the atmosphere. I don't know. Just all right. So very different. It's just like, oh, it's okay, And then just changing that one instrument just changed the whole vibe of it. Okay. Oh no, 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 brain, no. Why? No, 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 I refuse. If somebody else wants to do it, they can. I was like, okay, my branding should be just like, maybe I should do two versions. One where it's, Christopher Blair getting drunk and it's a standard like that star guitar or whatever. And then I'm like, I wonder how easy it would be to find a video of a clown getting drunk. I'm like, it's the internet. Of course, there's probably videos that are free to use of clowns getting drunk. No, 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 no. Clowns are not part of my branding. Also, plus, I would not want to put that surprise on somebody. Because some people actually don't react well to clowns. So having an imagery of a clown getting drunk probably is not a great idea. Plus, it doesn't link to anything. At least Colonel Blair getting drunk is on brand because we're spacey, Wing Commander, we play dits on stream. Makes sense. And I'm just trying to make this a silly, like, drinking redeem. Because that's just where things are. Let's make things fun and let's not be like drunk, depressed. Oh god, like there's gonna be like clowns that are depressed drunk. They're not even gonna be happy drunk. Except I can think of happy drunk clowns. Disney owns it. It's called Dumbo. Oh, right, that scene. But again, Disney owns that. But there are happy drinking clowns. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Like as a stupid, fun, dumb thing to redeem when I get channel points. Yeah, this is fine. The clown commandments. Oh, geez, Phoenix. Okay. You want to drop that in the Discord? All right, but if you're gonna copy and pasting that much, yeah. Okay, you got to the appropriate one, so the drinking one. So that might be a little too much to be copy and paste in the chat. Not gonna delete or ban you, but just like, yeah, if you want to throw that in the Discord, go right ahead. I mean, it makes sense. I'm just thinking of like media clowns, like. No, we're not talking about that direction. No, I mean like actually clowns were traded into to media. Somebody's done it. I know, like actual clowns, like as much as they're every. Hang on, let me put this on just so we get background again. This is kind of it's on topic because we're talking about it, but it's like off topic. But yeah, like actual clown work. I mean, what was this? Was it the last BizHawk Cafe? Yeah, we were talking about like classic slapstick and stuff like that. A lot of the clowns do kind of follow along those same guidelines. I mean, heck, how many of them were like on-screen clowns before they were characters of their own? Might be just a little loud in my ears. So yeah, like it absolutely makes sense. And the whole original joke is, oh, they wouldn't accept you in clown college. But I'm like, you know what? If you're actually going to be a functioning, entertaining clown, to do the physicality and everything involved in it, yeah, it takes a special kind of training. Like, to actually do that, like, I'm not gonna fault any of that for that. I know it's the easy punchline, but yeah, I mean, it's all part of an art. Maybe not an art as prominent as it used to be, but, you know, it still is. So it makes sense that they have, like, guidelines and, my brain, commandments. Basically kind of like saying, like, look, clowns are already, like, butt of jokes and stuff like that, but a good clown can entertain. So it makes sense that they actually have, like, you're going to do this right, this is what you need to do. Yeah, like, it absolutely makes sense why they've got that. I'm not going to make a joke about that. Because, yeah, I mean, so many of what we've seen in entertainment, especially like your old Three Stooges and that like that, they're basically three clowns without makeup on that can be, well, a little more lewd on that. Well, you know what, Phoenix? You know what they need to do? Send in the clowns. Send in the clowns after them. Oh, God, that reminds me of a scene from a movie I was watching the other day. Not the other day, but a while ago. Time's going by so fast. Where, CIA agents were in clown makeup because, well, clowns are distracting. But then they were deadly clowns. So send those clowns in after Joker. Alright, we got a little fun here. Alright. So yeah, now that's primed. Alright, so now we've got the redeem, future redeem. That's basically the extent of that. And like I said, I'm probably just going to have, I'm not sure if like there's any other media we've seen of people getting hammered or drinking. But if we come across any more in games, then that'll just be something we have to add into it. But yeah, Colonel Blair just pounding shot after shot with that playing. I think it'll be a stupid but funny redeem for later. So yeah. Okay, that bonus has been done. I knew that'd be a quick one, which is why I didn't mind tacking it onto today. Especially since the other one went by so much faster. Alright. That is done. I'll have to get that recorded later. Let me open up the prior one we were on. Where's recent? Actual one we worked on tonight. This one was one for those coming in fresh. This is one of the fake Amiga tracks that I had done, and I've been trying to work on getting those modernized now that I'm doing proper remasters. So it was time for the one from Leeds to Larry 6. Charlotte, aka the Costa Lotta Spa. Yeah, so that's why I actually worked in the earlier part of the stream. The serious track of the day. Quote unquote serious. Yeah. Put Sarah's song back on. That will get Tacky, you okay there? Would you print those commandments on, Phoenix? They better not be on stone tablets, because, oh boy, somebody get an ambulance. Yeah, yeah, that one will be rebalanced or checked through the different speakers and available on the Discord later. The beer track, I'm just holding on to that one because again, that's gonna be for redeem. Plus, I can't do a proper loop of it anyway. If I could, I would think about doing a version that's just at least one loop through, because otherwise that's too short. 35 seconds for a MIDI remaster track. As a Sarah song being at 1 minute 14 right there, it's a little bit on the shorter side. I don't mind it as much because, like, Mifa and myself, I mean, we just throw them in playlists, so having a little bit of a short tune in the middle of all of them is not so bad. But when I didn't have so many, yeah, it kind of hurt to have short tracks. At least it felt like it anyway. I think that is gonna be it, because, yeah, this is just music. I'm like, what am I doing on? Yeah, Sunday. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to do, because I'm pretty happy with this. I'm gonna listen to it one more time. Now, Fickled Artist is wondering now. Yeah, there's something I'm catching there. First notes of the saxophone seem much louder than the other ones. So I'm telling you about that Fickled Artist. Yeah, the rest of that set of saxophone notes sound balanced and good, but the other ones sound too loud. Like, the first notes sound like how loud I think they should be, but the rest of them are quiet compared. So I need to get those other ones lowered so I can boost it. I can hear the second set here coming in. No, not yet, but just about to in a little bit. See if it follows the same pattern, because I think I adjust them all basically the same way. So this should be an identical set of saxophone notes volumes. Yeah, I think about everything else is fine, except it needs an overall boost, which we can do after we get those other notes. This like needs an alright 10 or even 15 boost. Because I think I'll get lost on some of the other speaker sets otherwise. Since we're back to the Amiga track, go back to the other one I converted. Yeah, why not? Okay. All right, let's do that adjustment. That is the correct one, right? Yep, Channel Charlotte. Is it really coming on 11? Hang on. I need to hear this again. Bar 11? This is bar 11. $11.4. Was it $11.4? Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe I did too many adjustments. Let's go back down to 87. Although I've been tweaking and changing so many other things, it's possible that I ruined the balance with everything else I did. I don't want to go below 80 on that. Oh, wait, velocity's 102. I was looking at note. This is why earlier I did them in groups of 10, so it'd be easy to find again. Dun, dun, dun. Did I apply? It didn't move. I was expecting it to jump down. Because what's probably happening is all the rest of the instruments are swelling in the same velocity range. I think it's just 100 then. Da 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 da. And all the rest of them are pretty much on point. And then with the next jump hand. Thought I was gonna do one, but I'm just like, well, I'm in here, I might as well do the other one too. Alright, 53. Okay, volume's adjusted. Let's give that a listen. Because I think I already did the volume prep on this side. All right. You can call me stupid later. But I want to hear what I had before with the Yamaha. Yeah, I'm remembering why I didn't want that one. That lower register, like, I think that, well, I don't have to think. I can actually... I think it does better when it gets to the second part here. A little bit better, but that intro part where it's trying to be smooth and lower just does not shine as much as Tohu's one. Don't tell me I'm gonna look at guitars again. Yeah, that one sells it better, I think, on both registers, the upper and the lower. Yeah, now my brain's... That's what I mean about coming back to a track later. It's like, you know what? You're called Jazz Lab. Why not? Let's give you a try. Now. Cork? Yeah. Why not? Do not tell me. I don't think it's going to hit. I think it's going to have the same problem as another one. I was like, wouldn't that be funny after saying earlier in the stream, like, oh, I never used the instruments in Sonic Bar, it's just the drums. It'd be funny as hell to have the jazz guitar be the one I'm looking for. A little too twangy. That's probably going to sound better when it has to come in, but... See, that twang part works better in the upper range, but when it's trying to be smoother earlier in the track, it just does not work, which is why I keep on vetoing those ones. It goes on 225. Not that I think that's going to be the one, but I haven't used that one in a while. Nah, too pronounced, not for how laid back this track is going. If it was a bolder take on the track, then yeah, something like that might work, but compact is the same thing as Apollo, just space compacted. I was gonna say, I'm like, what? Compressed. That's the word I think I was trying to find. Sound cans, no. Yeah, I think it's time to go back to what I had. See, it comes in nice. Yeah, it still sounds okay here. It's playing would be nice here. As, you know, everything kind of picks up, you know. And then back down here again. I don't think I'm going to find that, you know, best of both. Because just where the notes take this instrument, it's these notes up here that they would kind of sound out of place. It'd almost be better if it was on a separate track. It's still all very mellow, though. It's not like the drums really... I mean, the drums come in a little more powerful, but it's not like they switch up like to a real harder energy or something like that. So, which is why it still works, even if it may not be the ideal jazz guitar sound for that part of the song, that second part. But it still works because the overall tone of everything is still very laid back and chill. Yeah, I think we're still set with that. One more listen to check volumes, but I think we got the tenor sax imbalance figured out. I actually have to bump it up 5. All right, last one, and then I think I'll actually call the stream. So good. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I'm so glad that tenor sax, that saxophone idea came through. Got a little worried at the start, but after we started doing some of the finagling, it's like, so good. it's so much better of a call and response than the original. Like, and yeah, let's get the background music since I'm rambling again. But even like the original, I can't say original because I don't know which was composed first, the MT32 or General MIDI version of this, or the Sound Blaster OPL version. I don't know. Because no interviews or anything really talked about that. The only time I ever heard about it was for Wing Commander, and gotta love a rabid fan base for picking up that stuff. But yeah, like the guitar and the saxophone call and response that you hear in my remaster is present in the Sound Blaster OPL one, and it's nicely balanced for a call and response. But in the MIDI, especially with the Windows default, like it was a piccolo before, and it just sounds like it's angry that the guitar was there doing its melody. It doesn't sound like a call and response. It sounded like the piccolo was angry that it was stealing its job or something. It's like, the fuck you doing here? This was my melody. Get out of here, string one now. Get the fuck out of here. It just like shouted at it. I played it enough earlier in the stream, so that's why I'm just kind of doing my version of it. That's highlighting what I like about this song. It's just, it feels like there should be vocals. It really does. Like we hear this one through and then a loop, and it really feels like there should be like another like breakdown part, you know, part of the song, and then go back into it again. It's just like so close to being like a full, like, not love ballad, but just something like along that lines. That's why I like it. That's why I wanted to do it again. Like, for all the shit I will give Leisure Suit Larry games, and they deserve it, because yeah, they were, even for a product of their time, I'm sorry, there's things that did for humor that even back then was not really nice, which is why I'm not planning on playing any of them on stream. But you gotta pick up the gems out of the shit. This wasn't written by Aldo. This was written by somebody else. Dan Keller. It's right there on the screen. So, like, pick out the gem, enjoy it. Don't worry about the rest. But just, like, we can enjoy a good thing. Sometimes soundtracks just have a tune that just stand out. Think of Deadly Premonition. I think it's Life is Beautiful. The one that sounds like a Mario whistle tune that comes in for kazoo. Like, that's such a like standout track among all the rest of like horror theme stuff in that's in that. But, you know, sometimes you just can pick out a track and just enjoy it, even if you don't enjoy the rest of it. You know. Anyway, that is going to wrap it up. That will get after. Probably do some dinner. I had a late lunch, so maybe not yet, but that will get tested on the different speakers for balance as per usual. And when done, of course, it'll be thrown into the Discord for pickup later. I will check to see if there's any other volume issues I need to worry about, but starting from my headphones, I think will be okay. And then I'll just see how it is on the bass ear speakers and then the tin ear speakers. And that should give me a good baseline.